Hello everybody, welcome to this edition of the Coaching Conversation. In this series, we're looking to help business owners, business leaders see how coaching can help them and their teams be the people they want to be, achieve the things they really want to achieve in their life. We also aim it at fellow coaches. What we're really looking to do is to show them our experiences and hope that inspires them and helps them develop their own skills and practices. I'm Graham Wiley. I've been coaching business leaders and business owners around the world for the last 2 decades. Nothing more to say now other than get ready, get comfortable. Here comes this edition of the Coaching Conversation. Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. The background to this whole presentation, this whole session, is that as an executive coach, certainly for the last 2 decades at least, I've been working with people who've just generally got older and older, and many of them have come to a point where retirement has become a feature for them, either one that they're really looking forward to or perhaps dreading, but certainly something that they've started to realize is a reality and they need to give some time to. And in our coaching sessions, it became something they wanted to talk about. And I thought, I really need to help them with this, and I need to think about how I can help them with this. And fundamentally, these are the results of the work I've done with them and helping them refine this and refine their own preparation for retirement. And so the first thing is, this isn't about financial planning. This is all around the assumption that your financial position allows you to retire and there is no ongoing requirement to continue to work, either full-time or part-time, unless that's what you choose to do. And so there is no financial element in this program at all. So I think the first thing I'd like to describe in terms of retirement is it a science? Is there a predetermined formula for a successful retirement, or is it just wing it and see how we get on? Is it an art, or is it a lottery? Some people have a great retirement, some people don't. Well, in my experience, it is all of them. If you're going to prepare well for retirement, you need to give it the time. You need to do quite a bit of thinking. And then you've got to make some decisions, and those decisions are going to be imperfect. Those decisions are going to be based on your views, your desires, your choices. But the people that I see really flourishing in retirement are those that have done this preparation, are those that have really worked out what they want to do in that next stage of their life. So if you get it right, you're going to win big. So I'm going to start by actually trying to define retirement, which might sound a little crazy, really, but it means different things to different people. And to some extent, you need to work out what it means to you. So what is retirement? Well, you can Google retirement and you get some of these answers. It's the withdrawal of a jury from a courtroom. Well, that's not relevant, is it? And then Webster say it's withdrawal from one's position or occupation from active working life. Doesn't have to be that. Can be, but doesn't have to be. The point at which someone stops working, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, I don't think that's right either. A retirement is officially stopping your professional career, MBA school. Well, I've seen people retire who don't stop working, so I don't quite agree with that. I think retirement is a moment in time. It's when you can choose what you're going to do, and that can be to stop working or to reduce the amount of work that you choose to do. But fundamentally, retirement is the freedom to start to decide to do what you want to do. It's really a career change. Life doesn't stop at retirement. You're not going to spend the rest of your time in bed. You're going to do something with your time. So what is that? What do you want it to be? Therefore, it is a moment requiring decisions. And in preparation for those decisions, you really need to be reflecting. You really need to be thinking about what really matters, excites, motivates you. And for most of us, it's probably the first time that we can truly put ourselves first. As a younger person, you may be in a relationship, you may have children, you have a mortgage, you may have all sorts of other responsibilities that mean you're not putting yourself first. And suddenly you're now in this position where time is your own. You're not reliant on having to have a career to pay the bills, and you can choose to do what you choose to do with your time. However, whatever you choose to do doesn't have to be permanent. You can choose to do things now, and then when you've done them, go and do something else. Or if it doesn't work out, go and do something else. And fundamentally, for the first time in your life, it's a moment you have very, very little, if anything, to lose, and quite a lot, in fact, everything to gain. And so, simplistically, retirement isn't the end of anything, it's the start of something new. There is an organisation called U23A, which is the University of the Third Age, which I think describes it wonderfully. It's a retirement group. People who are retired get together and do activities. And I think it's a brilliant description. University of the Third Age, U3A. I think it just explains precisely what retirement offers. So it's an opportunity, not a challenge or a problem or a worry. It's something to embrace very, very positively. I mentioned at the top of the presentation about needing to make judgments, needing to make decisions. And the way I help people in coaching sessions who are looking at retirement, I try to get them to focus on three questions. What really matters to them? What do they, if anything, really want to do? And there could be a list of those. And what are the sorts of things that they really enjoy doing? Because ultimately, if in retirement you can do things that are important to you, that you really want to do and you love to do, what better life is there than that? And above all else, remember, it's your decision. It's your next phase of life. And as I said earlier, you can change your mind. You're not putting yourself in any corners in any way. And the person that gets most out of this is you. Yeah, there could be side effects for others, but the truth is, it's about you. Again, putting you first. Obviously, people approach retirement from an entirely different situation to other people. It could be that it's right now going to happen in the next few weeks, days, months. Or it could be that it's on the horizon, 5 years, 6 years. It could be that you're employed. It could be you're self-employed. If you're employed, it's about succession. It's about planning with your employer and agreeing an end date and so on. And that might be on some kind of taper, or it might be a cliff edge. You just finish one day. Or it could be that you're self-employed and you've got a business. Perhaps you've got a business to sell, or are you just going to close it down and turn the light bulb off? If you're going to sell it, that could take you a couple of years to get it into a shape and then go through the process. Are you going to pass it on to the next generation? Is there some kind of succession planning that's required? Are there specific financial arrangements that need to be made? Have you got to organise something around your pension? Have you got to downsize the property that you live in. Whatever that is, needs thinking about and coming to terms with. But above all else, what's your mindset? Are you running away from work, or are you running enthusiastically towards retirement? Does retirement excite you, or are you giving it very little thought because you're just burnt out from work? There's some interesting comments made by famous people which I thought I would share at this point. Sir Paul McCartney was asked a while ago when he was likely to retire, and his response was, retire from what? He's a musician, he's a songwriter, he's a performer. That's all he's ever done, really, in his adult working life. And it's what he loves to do. If he wasn't working, he'd probably be writing songs and playing his instruments. So there is nothing for him to retire from. Michael Palin continues to do his travel programs well into his 70s. And when asked again what advice he'd give people who are at retirement age, he says, just do what you love, just do less of it. And I think these are really good perspectives on a healthy approach, if that's the right word, a healthy relationship with retirement. So back to those questions. What really matters to you? What do you want to spend your time doing? And what do you get fun from? Because the sooner you've got that straight in your head, the sooner you're ready for the next stage of your life. And you'll move from retirement being a thing in the future or something that's concerning you to something that's exciting you, something that you can't wait to get involved in. As a coach, my role is to help people work out for themselves answers to these sorts of questions. And I've compiled a number of tools and processes to help them do exactly that. Now, you don't get a stereotypical answer. You get a very unique, very personalized answer. But the tools help people get to that place. And there are 4 basic steps, 4 basic tools that I encourage people to use. First of all, they're compiling Wheel of Life reviews, and I'll take you through those in a moment. And a serious and healthy period of reflection. Really think about things, and it doesn't have to be a single reflection or a single moment. You can do it over a long period of time. Talk to other people. And by that, I mean family, obviously your partner or husband, wife, whatever, but also people who've retired, friends, acquaintances, people that you know, former colleagues, and learn from their experience. And then, believe it or not, manage it like any other project, any other part of your life that you've done all of your professional career, and work out what you need to do to get ready for retirement. So, Wheel of Life reviews. Many of you on this webinar today will know what a Wheel of Life is, but if you don't, I'll talk you through it and show you. They are available on the web. If you Google it, you'll get a whole raft of them free of charge. But in essence, the Wheel of Life breaks and segments elements of everybody's life and allows you to look at them individually rather than as a complete conglomeration. So this one, as an example, shows you where you are with your relationship and family, or it categorizes social, your friends, your hobbies, and what you do outside of work. It talks about money. It talks about physical environment, your home. Are you well? Do you invest in your own personal development, and so on? And spirituality, is that important to you? So the way this works is you look at each segment and you score it. So you might think, I've got a fantastic relationship with my wife and my family. That's a 10. You might think I'm working so jolly hard. I have no time for friends and I have no time for recreation. That's a 2. I don't have time to be involved in my local community. I don't join any clubs. I don't. That's a 2. I'm okay for money. It's not great. It could be better. Could be worse. So that's an 8. We've got a lovely house. We really like where we live. That's a 10. I don't get to the gym and I don't do anything to look after my health. I really should be doing that. That's a 4. And in recent years, I've not really pushed myself. I've not really stretched myself. I've not learned anything new. I've not really done anything that has moved me on from the kind of person I've been for the last 10 years or so. That's a 4. So you can see how you would score yourself. You can join the dots up if you want, but you get a picture of aspects of your life as you currently assess them. Put that to one side, take exactly the same thing but a blank piece of paper and say, what would I like it to be? What would my dream scenario be? I really don't have enough time on spirituality. I'd like that to be an 8. Personal development, I really want to get back into learning. I really want to get back into stretching my brain. That needs to be a 10. I've really got to get to the gym. I need to get that to be an 8. And so on and so on and so on. And so now you've got the wheel of life, your assessment of your life as you currently see it, and your aspirational wheel of life as you would like it to be. Bearing in mind, as you go to retirement, you can choose what your life is going to be. So you can now prepare a list of the areas that you want to make changes in. I want to improve the time I give to spirituality. I want to improve the time I give to my personal fitness. Moving on to reflection, I think the only way you can do this is in a structured way. Sit down with a pen and a pad, or if you use a tablet or a PC, use that, and write down the things, the subjects that matter to you, that are important to you. Is it politics? Is it knowledge? Is it learning? What is it? And if you do this in less than 40 minutes, you haven't taken it seriously. So write down words, self-worth. At the moment, I've got a big career. I'm an important person at work. What's going to happen when I start working? I'm going to be a nobody. Does that matter to you? I've never been able to spend any time putting stuff back into the community, but I've got all this knowledge, all this experience, all of this ability, and it's going to be wasted if I don't channel it in some way. Perhaps I'm going to join the Samaritans or something. I really want to learn to paint. I really want to improve my photographic skills. I really need to belong to something. I need to join a club. I need to be amongst people who do stuff together. I need to be part of a team. It's really important to me. I've got to have a reason, a sense of purpose. And that could be driven by charity, it could be driven by something else. But I really need to feel that I'm meaningful and what I do is meaningful. I want to be able to choose. I want to be able to say, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to get over committed to anything. So I want my independence. And so on and so on and so on and so on. You can see how the reflection enables you to capture the essence of the things that matter to you. And when you've got that list, which can't have been done in less than 40 minutes, you can take another look at them and you can start to put them in order of importance. The things that really matter to you, the things that have to be in your retired life, the things you want to be in your retired life. Because having done the wheel of life, you've worked out what areas of your life you want to change and be different in retirement. By going through the reflection exercise, you've identified and described things that really matter to you and you want to do. And by definition, they're going to be the things that you're going to enjoy and be excited by. Which means you've now got a real clear focus on the sorts of things you want to be doing in order to be really enjoying, getting the benefit, the joy of being retired, winning big. Because what winning big really means, and it's quite simple, you can choose how to spend your time, that most precious commodity of all. And doing what you enjoy, doing what matters to you and what you want to do is part of that prize. And amazingly, if you are doing what you enjoy and it matters, you're going to want to do it. When you get out of bed in the morning, you'll have something you're looking forward to doing, whether it's going to do this particular exercise, whether it's going to meet those particular people, whether it's going to work in that particular function. Perhaps you're going to go to the National Trust and be a volunteer. Perhaps you're going to work on Samaritans. Whatever it is, it matters to you. It's important to you. And you're enjoying it. So you use the results from the wheels and the reflection and start to work out how you want to spend your time. Now, it's very unlikely that you're going to do this in one session. But I tell you what, the first session, the first time you sit down and do this, you'll go from nowhere to somewhere. You'll go from really having no real sense of direction or purpose to beginning to get a focus of what it is you really want to do in retirement. And then you can do that and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until you really worked out and starting to get animated by the opportunity that retirement presents. I mentioned earlier about talking to people that matter to you, your partner, your spouse. But I would also talk to friends. I would also talk to former colleagues and get their experiences. What did they learn? So if I look at friends of mine, one of my friends worked in the NHS for a very long time, got burnt out by the NHS and retired at 60. He was more focused on being burnt out and leaving than he was on what he was going to do when he'd left. And he went through a period of about 2 years of fundamentally being lost and adjusting to time. He went through that phase. He's now great. He's got a very clear focus of things he wants to do, and he's doing them. But it was a tough time. Another friend of mine had a big corporate career, got to his 65th birthday, bam, stopped. Spent the next 18 months, give or take, on holiday because he didn't know what else to do. And there's only so much sitting by a swimming pool or going on a cruise that you can actually do without it all getting very boring. And so you can find yourself all at sea if you don't do this preparation. And by talking to people who've been through this process, those who've done it well and those who haven't done it so well, it will give you a sense of what you can do for yourself. And then make a proper project plan. What is it that needs to be in place either ahead of retirement or immediately after that are really important to make this plan a reality? So, for example, you want to go back to university and learn something. What course? What does it cost? How are you going to do it? You can do it online. Are you going to go and live in halls? What are you going to do? Are you going to go and work for the Samaritans? How do you get trained for the Samaritans? What does it take? What's the commitment for the Samaritans? You have to work a minimum number of days or hours, or how does it work? You can start to work out exactly what your commitments are going to be, your priorities are going to be, and what needs to be done, as I say, in advance or immediately after retirement. And so you effectively find yourself tapering off work and building up retirement. And one piece of energy and excitement fades and is replaced by the next phase of your life. And again, the most important thing of all is you're always going to be in charge now. You're free. You have complete freedom to choose what you do with your time. And whatever you've decided to do, you can change your mind. It's not set in stone. So there you have, preparing for retirement. It's a mindset. It's the start of something, not the end. For the first time in your life, you are totally in control of what happens next, and you can make those choices. And believe it or not, there are no restrictions on your ability to change your mind as you go along, provided you're spending your time, that very precious commodity, doing things that matter to you and you enjoy and you really want to do. And to get to that place, you need a plan. It's worth it, it's important, it's valuable, and you're going to win big as a result of it. There we are. There we have it. If you think you'd like to reach out to us and learn a bit more, there's my email address, or give us a ring. If you'd like to share it with other people that you currently work with or you know are friends, we'd love to do that with you. And really now I'll take any questions, Emma, that you might have received already.
Absolutely. Thank you, Graham. Yes, so we had a couple of questions sent ahead. So the first one is, what advice would you give to someone who is perhaps 5 years off retirement and coming to terms with the impending reality of their career coming to an end?
Yeah, that's the norm. That's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of people whose careers I won't say peaked, but they've achieved what they wanted to achieve, or there won't be any more progression. And they need to start to think about what's happening next. And this is where this work came from, really. It is start to work out what matters to you post your career. What are the things you've put off that you've been unable to do that you wished you had done? Is it travel? Do you want to go around the world? If you say, do you want to go on a cruise? Do you want to fly? Do you want to walk? Do you want to cycle? What do you want to do? Do you want to do things that are really important to you? Do you want to go and do humanitarian work somewhere? Do you just really want to build a train set? And start to do the things we've been through. Do the reviews, do the reflections, work it out, talk to people and get a plan. So absolutely face into it. Don't be threatened by it. Don't be frightened of it. Embrace it as the opportunity that it is. It's unique. It's wonderful. I hope that helps. What's the question?
Fantastic. So the next question, so kind of on the flip side of that, someone who is about to imminently retire or has already retired, didn't do the planning that you discussed in this webinar, what advice would you give them on how to get a handle on maybe not working and adjusting to life after retirement?
That's a tough one, actually, because what will have happened is life, the old life, will have stopped. And if you've not replaced it with something meaningful, valuable, exciting, interesting for you, you're going to be feeling lost. You might even be feeling pretty, I don't want to use the word depressed, but fairly low. And what you're really looking to do is to re-energize yourself, recommit yourself to doing the things that really matter. So the process is the same, but the start point is a difficult start point. You've got to break out of whatever the routine is that you've got into and ask yourself those very, very difficult questions of, what do I really want to do? And it very rarely has anything to do with money. It's very rarely limited by your financial position. It's all about time and how you want to spend it. And certainly, if you do the work post-retirement, you've already retired, you can do it, but the start point is tougher. So there you have it. That was the latest edition of the Coaching Conversation. Hope it was useful. Hope it did what it was meant to do for you. If you want any more information about our coaching practice, it's at the executivemindset.co.uk. While you're there, you can book your own free session, which will give you a much deeper insight to what coaching can really do for you. If you enjoyed the session, please give us a good rating. And if you want to reach out for further information, do email me at theexecutivemindset@sagegreen.com. That's about it for this time, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.